This is a preview file. This is a preview.
And there we are. Welcome to the circus, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello guys.
Welcome to today's live stream. Quick announcement, this morning we had our first 6 o'clock class again. The 6 o'clock classes in the morning are up and running again, but we only had 3 people. So if you have if you are an early bird, come to the 6 o'clock classes. It's nice outside when the sun is rising. It's not that warm yet. So
well, it's getting summer, so
it's getting summer. So use the early morning classes, and you had a good start to your day. For today, it's all body weight. We have a lot of gymnastics coming up. You need no equipment. The only thing you need is a wall. We've got a few boxes set up here as our wall. So you need a wall, maybe a yoga mat or something like that to lie on if you need.
And maybe a couch or a chair if you're going to do the push-ups elevated.
There we go. And with that, it's time to cue the music.
Yes, Jorge, it is part of the workout. You are going to do handstands today.
Well, we're all going to do some sort of handstand at least. But before we get there, the one thing I forgot, we sent out a newsletter this morning about new prices or some changes. So please check the app, your emails, wherever you receive our newsletters, and follow along there. With that, we're going into the warm-up. We're going to spend a lot of time on our hands today. So while we're showing the movements, do some wrist circles, warm up your wrists while we show the first couple movements. The first one is going to be the bear crawl. We're going to crawl from A to B very, very slow for 30 seconds. For the bear crawl, you're going to come down on your hands and your knees. The knees are going to be right underneath the hip. The hands are going to be right underneath the shoulders. Then we're going to lift the knees off the floor. And now in absolute slow motion, we're going to start walking forward. What we're looking for is a very slow movement where we have no movement happening in the core. Everything is happening in the shoulders and the hips. So we want to learn to keep the core stiff and the shoulders moving. You can do this forwards and backwards. We're going to do that for 30 seconds. Then we're going to do a 30-second hollow hold. Let's show the tuck hollow hold first. I'm going to lie down on the floor. The lower back is pressing into the floor. We're going to pull the knees in. The hands are next to the knees. If that is too easy, extend your arms overhead and bring the knees straight. As long as your lower back is touching the floor, everything is fine. We're going to do that for 30 seconds. That's kind of a workout by itself. 30 seconds reverse lunges to get the legs going. Starting with the feet under the hip, we're going to step back, bring the knee to the floor and stand back up. We're going to alternate. And then for 30 seconds, some easy inchworms. We're again starting with the feet under the hip. And then we're going to reach down to the floor. Legs are straight as possible. We're going to walk forward as far as we can. If you're just walking into a plank, that's fine. Main focus is the lower back sticking up towards the ceiling. Walk back and stand up. Those are our 4 movements. We're going to do that for 2 rounds, 10 seconds in between the exercises to transition. By now your wrists should be kind of warm-ish. If you feel them in the bear crawl too much, just take a small break and then keep going. If your living room isn't that big, just crawl forwards and backwards for half a meter. That is fine. Are you ready?
Yes.
Good. 10 seconds. Oh, where are we? 10 seconds before we go. Starting with the feet, the knees right under the hip, the hands right under the shoulder, and then in absolute slow motion. We're not looking for a lot of distance. We're looking for the slowest possible movement. If you've ever seen a chameleon move, that's roughly what it looks like. Slow and steady. 10 seconds. In 3, 2, 1, and relax. From here into the hollow hold, we're going to lie down on the back. And then lift the feet and hands off the floor. If you cannot hold a straight leg position and the arms overhead, simply tuck the knees in towards the chest. The closer or the smaller you make yourself, the easier it gets. The longer you make yourself, the harder it is. Just a warm up for now, so you can keep it here. Five seconds. In, 2, 1, and relax. We're gonna get up again for our reverse lunges. Starting with the feet under the hip, then we're gonna step back, the toes are touching the floor first, and then bring the knee to the floor. Keep your chest pointing forward, we don't want to collapse. And you can keep going here for the full 30 seconds. No need to rest, it's just a few lunges. And then we're going to go into the inchworm. We're going to start with the feet under the hip. Depending on your hamstring flexibility, you might need to bend the knee a bit as we start reaching down, and then slowly start walking forward. Keeping your back straight, the core engaged, sticking that lower back up towards the ceiling. Don't let gravity win, and then we come back down. 2 inchworms in 30 seconds, perfectly fine. Take your time, not a race. And come back up. That's round number 1. Slowly getting warm, the shoulders, especially the abs. And then we're back to the bear crawl, starting with the knees under the hip. Try to keep your knees as close to the floor as possible. The more you extend the knees, the easier it gets. The more we bend the knee, the more we bend the hip, the harder it gets. This is a very nice slow motion movement here, very controlled. You can also see the hands being very active. 3, 2, 1, and relax. We'll talk about those active hands in a second. As we go into the hollow hold. Just going to hold that here for 30 seconds. When we're doing handstands, handstand walks, anything that requires our hands, we want to have active fingers. You're going to see that in a second. There we go. Those are active fingers, so we don't want to have the fingers completely straight. We want to grab the floor. You'll see this in a second when we're doing our inchworm again. You see what active hands look like in action in 3, 2, 1, and rest. On to the reverse lunge. Simply stepping back, bringing the knee down. Give me 10 seconds, and then Kat is going to go right into the inchworm to show you some active hands. So just have a quick look at her fingers as she's walking it out. Here we go. Have a look at the fingers. Let's go right away. Grabbing the floor actively, really active from the fingers. Try that as we're now going into 30 seconds of inchworms together. Good. In 3, 2, 1, and relax. Very good. Shake it out. Maybe do a few more wrist rotations. In the meantime, we're going to get the workout on the screen, please. And then we're going to talk about the workout. Now, it's all about gymnastics. We do have some handstands coming up. We have a handstand hold or a plank hold, a V-ups or a hollow hold again, this time a bit longer, and the windmill. Let's talk about the handstand plank First, we're going to start with the plank. There's going to be different variations. You can start maybe right in front of the wall with your feet, because then we can go into the elevated plank. For the plank, we want to hold the gymnastics plank. What that means is we want to have active fingers again and active shoulders. So you'll see the fingers grabbing the floor, the shoulders extending away, and the lower back pushing up towards the ceiling. It's not a pike. Can you show me a pike real quick, where we're sticking just the butt up? No, just a pike. There we go. It's not a pike where we're trying to bring our butt up to the wall. We want to have the shoulders above the hands and the lower back coming towards the ceiling. There we go. If that's too easy, you can start bringing your legs up against the wall and maybe do a half handstand. Let's see, there we go. That's a nice variation as well, putting more pressure on the shoulders, and you still see a nice straight back. If that's too easy, you can walk all the way up towards the wall, or you can turn around and kick up into your handstand. We're going to place the hands on the floor, measure it out once, and then we're going to kick up into the wall. Make sure you're having a swinging leg. We're not jumping up. There's a swinging leg and a pushing leg. Then the toes are pointing up towards the ceiling. The hands are still active. We're looking into the room, and we're holding a straight line for 40 seconds. Thank you. If you want, you can do it freestanding. Maybe you want to show us.
Is this a revenge?
Yes, it is 100%. Let's go. Let's see how much wiggling we're going to have in that freestanding handstand. Ah, there we go. So if you'd like, you can also do a banana like cat and then do your freestanding handstand.
It's still a freestanding handstand.
It's still a freestanding banana, that's true. So, second movement is going to be either the V-up or the hollow hold. We're going to start with the hollow hold, so we're going to come down on the floor. Same as in the warm-up, we want to make it a bit harder, so legs are straight, arms are straight. If that's too easy, make it dynamic by touching your hands to your feet. So we're going to bring the toes up, come back to hollow, bring the toes up, touch your feet for 40 seconds. Then we're going to stay down on the floor for the windmill. We're going to bring the knees up. Now the shoulders are relaxing on the floor, the hands go out left and right. The knees are coming up towards the chest, and now we're going to drop the knees slowly to one side. So we're going to rotate like the windmill to the side. If you want to make it harder, we can do it straight leg. So we're simply going to extend the knees and then do the same thing. It should feel controlled. It should not feel like you're falling. It should feel like a controlled movement. Good. For me, the windmills, usually in the first 2 rounds, I'm not feeling anything. And in the 3rd round, suddenly everything is working hard. So don't despair if you don't feel them. It's gonna come. Good. 3 rounds, 1 minute each, 3 movements. That means 9 minutes of work, 40 seconds work, 20 seconds rest. And then we're good. All gymnastics today. Are you ready?
Yes.
What are you going to do, the handstand or the plank?
Handstands.
Oh,
We built the wall. We built the whole wall.
We built the wall just for that.
Yeah.
That's true. Good. Then 10 seconds before we go into round number 1, the handstand hold. In 3, 2, 1. Let's go. If you're doing the handstand, make sure you're looking into the room, not to the floor. So tuck your chin on the chest, and then the toes are pointing up to the ceiling. We want to squeeze our abs, we want to squeeze our glutes, we basically want to squeeze every muscle that we have to make sure we're not turning into banana and our we don't want the spine to do any work, we want our muscles to do the work. So we're going to keep the tension on, squeezing the toes. And then we're going to come down already in 3, 2, 1, and relax. First 40 seconds are usually easy. In the second round, the fun begins. And then we're going to go into the V-ups, the tuck-ups, the hollow hold, or the tuck hollow hold, depending on your variation. We're going to start here with the V-ups. Lower back in the floor, legs straight, arms straight, and then try to touch your toes. If that's not possible, you can also tuck the knees in. That makes the movement a bit easier. But try to find a challenging variation in which you can maintain good form. Good form means we're never having the lower back leaving the floor. If you feel yourself arching, that means you're losing tension on the abs, not what we're looking for. So find a variation that allows you to keep your lower back pressing into the floor. V-ups, a great variation for toes to bar if you don't have a pull-up bar. And relax. Good, we can stay down there because we're going to go into the windmill. So if you don't have a pull-up bar, V-ups are a great way to get your hip flexors, your core strong enough to do toes to bar. Once we're back at the pull-up bar, 40 seconds of windmills, here we go. Legs are coming up, arms go out left and right, and then we're dropping the legs slow towards the floor. We're not looking for speed here. The slower you go, the better, the more control you need. So if you're just doing 5 repetitions within those 40 seconds, everything is fine. In 3, 2, 1, and relax. And that's round 1. That's the easy one. Things are going to get a bit more tricky now. As we go into the second round, one more time, no, 2 more times, but onto the handstand in 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Very good, I can see some shaking happening here, so I'm pretty sure there's some shaking happening at home as well. The handstands are not getting easier over time. But if you have a wall, the wall helps you to balance. So all you have to think about is squeeze. Squeeze everything you have, especially in the legs. We don't want to get lazy in the legs or in the shoulders. In 5, in 3, 2, 1, and come down. And relax. Onto the V-ups again. In 3, 2, 1, and let's go. And already halfway through those 40 seconds. Just 10, keep them pretty towards the end, keep your lower back on the floor. In 3, 2, 1, and relax. We can stay down there, but we're going to bring the arms left and right, bring them out into a cross or a T, whatever you want to call that. And tuck the knees in, and we're going to start the windmill in 3, 2, 1, and let's go. In 3, 2, 1, and rest. Good, one more round to go. Plenty of strength work here, plenty of core work. And there's the beep again. Here we go, 40 seconds of handstands. You can just walk to the wall and leave it there. Ah, there we go.
Oops.
Left arm forward. Left
I can
arm
stay
forward.
here.
Good, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're taking this a bit more serious at home. 10 seconds. In 5, in 3, 2, 1, and come down. Very pretty.
Whew. Fortunately, I didn't die.
Yes,
in
nobody got
public.
hurt. And then we're on to the V-ups again. In 3, 2, 1, and let's go. If you've been counting your reps in the last round, try to get as many as in the last one in again. So don't allow yourself to slow down. In 5, in 3, 2, 1, and relax. And then just one more time the windmill, and then we're done with 9 minutes of strength work. In 3, 2, 1, arms go out and the legs go to the side. Last couple seconds, and then we're done in 3, 2, 1, and relax. Very good. Now, that was a lot of core work, so we're gonna take a lot of abs, We're gonna take the abs out, we're gonna make it an arms and leg workout. You already see it on the screen. It's a couplet of push-ups and lunges, like you haven't done enough push-ups and lunges over the last few weeks. Here's some more, but we're going to do hand release push-ups, which are a lot tougher, and we're going to do reverse lunges. So let's talk about the hand release push-ups as prescribed. You're going to start in a plank position, so the hands are under the shoulders, the toes are on the floor. And then we're going to bring the chest to the floor, release the hands from the floor just for a split second, and then press back up. What's important, when you're coming down and your hands release, your knees, thighs, and hips do not touch the floor. We're not lying down. There you go. We're not lying down. We keep the body in the tension and then press back up. What happens if you don't keep the tension on? You're coming down, you relax all the way, and then you press up. You're basically just doing yoga, and then that is not a push-up anymore, okay? We're pressing in a straight line all the way. So your main focus is keeping your legs away from the floor without doing a pike. Then, if push-ups on the floor are not yet possible, elevate them. If you're doing elevated push-ups, find yourself a chair, couch, table, whatever suits you, but then please don't go hand release. If you're doing them on something with a sharp edge, just come down and do your push-ups there. Second movement is going to be the reverse lunge, so like in the warm-up, starting with the feet under the hip and then coming up. The arms are warm, the legs are warm. Do you need a warm-up round? No.
Well,
No. I think we're warm. I very much agree. We've done a minute of lunges already.
Basically, the lunges are going to be the legs for the push-up.
Yes, I think so too. It is a lot of lunges, but it's still a very light movement.
Yes, they still get the glutes going.
I do think 10 rounds are doable in terms of lunges. I don't know if 10 rounds are doable in terms of push-ups. I'm pretty sure you're going to finish your first round in a minute. And then we'll see how much you slow down. Easy, easy. Let's see, okay. Good, with that, 10 minutes. Be strategic. If you know your push-ups are usually gone after 50, then, well, don't start at a pace that would make you do 100 push-ups. So be strategic, break your push-ups early, don't rest on the floor. A hand release push-up doesn't mean we're resting on the floor. We still want to come up rather quickly because that allows the body to rest. Good, are we ready? Yes? Good, then 10 seconds, let's get it over with. 12 hand release push-up, 24 lunges, coming up in 5, in 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Quick hand release at the bottom, the body stays under tension. You'll notice they are a lot harder because you cannot bounce off the floor. So they become a lot more difficult. That's the first 12 done, and then straight into the lunges. Like we said, the lunges are going to be rest. So simply step back and up again. We're making sure we're still hitting full extension, so stand up all the way. There's 1 minute done. A minute 3 for the first round. You went a bit too fast because you are on the 10th round speed. So take it a bit easier, take your rest where you need it. Probably on the push-ups if you're going heavy. If you want to rest, put your knees on the floor. Shift the weight away from the upper body. Good. We're gonna have way more than 5 rounds here. Unless you start slowing down suddenly. Pressing starts to slow down here quite a bit already, but that's fine. We've already done 36 hand release push-ups. Those are very, very heavy. If you've done the open this year, end of last year, there was a workout with a whole lot of hand release push-ups and deadlifts in the scaled category, and those got very heavy very quickly. Three rounds done, 3.5 minutes in, average of 110 per round. And there we have the first break on the push-ups. Probably a good idea. You don't want to go to failure. You don't want to go to the point where you simply cannot do another push-up. Stay away from that. As we are here finishing up round number 4. And we're approaching half time. Nearly at the 5-minute mark. Those pushes are getting heavier, breaking the set. Keep it going at home. We're just halfway there, so we're not yet slowing down too much. Nice, good job. It's a lot of push-ups. You have just done 60 hand release push-ups in 5 minutes. There's also quite some heavy breathing happening, so it seems to be also getting the legs going. We've got 4 minutes to go. Try to not rest between the exercises, rest within. So from the lunges, go straight into your push-ups. Three minutes to go. Plenty of time to make those repetitions, so don't slow down. Nice, 2 minutes 40 to go. You can squeeze in 2 more rounds. Let's go. Two more minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Keep it going at home. You've got 2 minutes to go. Yes, you're gonna squeeze in a 4 more round after this. When we hit the last 90 seconds, try to speed it up, especially on the lunges. You can always do another lunge. Different than the push-ups. But when we're at the lunges, it's go time. Yeah, let's go. One minute 10, you can do this. Good, and back to it right away. We've got 50 seconds on the clock. Every repetition counts, every rep gets you closer to your goal. "30 seconds. Nice, very good job. Keep it going at home. Don't stop, don't stop. 10 seconds to go. In 3, 2, 1, and time. 8 rounds. Very good job. Ladies and gentlemen, let us know in the comments. This workout is doable for a lot of people, so I'm curious how far you got in this nice little couplet. Let us know in the comments. I'm going to leave the stretching up to you. This looks like sweat.
Yes, it is sweat.
It's a sweaty workout,
it's
this
so
one.
Warm, and
that
for
is
the
true.
lunges you just have to keep going. No excuses.
Lots of
Yeah.
legs. Good. I'll leave the stretching up to you, either shoulders or some legs.
Shoulders and legs.
Shoulders
both.
and legs.
Yeah.
There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy.
Okay, guys. My shoulders, my arms, they are falling off, so let's work on those. If you are done and you are not on the floor, which I guess you are not, let's go again on our wall. I'm going to show it here on our fake wall that we built. First, I want you to place your palm towards the wall, touching the wall, and go with the shoulder exactly the same line as with your palm, with the same degree. You don't want to have it too high or too low. And then try to touch the shoulder on your wall. If you're going with the right shoulder towards the wall, then you can start looking on your left side while maintaining completely straight arm, just to stretch it. Here you should feel the chest and the shoulder as well stretching. The chest is working pretty hard on the push-ups. You don't feel it now, but tomorrow, if you did many repetitions, you're probably going to feel it. So it's good to stretch it every single time. Now we're going to switch sides. I can show it from here. Same degree, again, palm towards the wall. Straight line, completely straight arm. And then go close to the wall with the shoulder, and then with your body you can start facing towards the opposite side so that you feel a good stretch on the chest and the front side of the shoulder. A few more seconds, staying in this position. Slowly you can leave the wall. Now we're going to exactly the opposite stretch, so bring the right arm towards your chest. Again, you keep it straight and pull it towards your body. Pull it really, really close. Slowly release and grab the other arm, pull it towards your chest and stay in this position. Here most people feel shoulder, triceps and lats. Of course, the area that is more stiff, you feel it more. So if you have stiff lats, you might feel more your lat here. Slowly release. Now you're going to lift up the right arm and you're going to try to reach the right shoulder blade, and with the left arm you can pull down the elbow gently and try with your fingers to reach the same exactly shoulder blade. and hold it in this position gently. Someone just came. Now we're going to switch. Left arm straight and then try to reach the left shoulder blade now. With the right arm, you can start pulling down gently again. This stretch is mostly for the lats. And slowly release. A little bit of legs as well. Now you can grab yourself from the wall or from nowhere if you have a good balance and try to lift your leg up. So now start with the left leg. Try to maintain the left calf close to your glutes if possible, touch, and the knees close. You don't want to have them far away. And start pulling up. So here you should feel a good stretch on your left quad. And time to switch. Grab the other leg, bring it close to the glutes again. If possible, try to go with the heel touching the glute and start pulling up so that you feel a good stretch on your quad. And slowly bring it down. And I think we should be done for today. Edgar just came and preparing for the outdoor group classes. So if you haven't done this live stream, hopefully you're going to join for the evening classes. We have a nice workout for today. Otherwise, tomorrow or the rest of the week. Yes?
That's it. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the rest of this Monday or enjoy the class tonight. And we're going to close with a triple clap in 1, 2, 3. Enjoy your evening. Bye-bye.